Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Sanity stream, the stream that you go to gain a little bit of your sanity back in this absolutely polarized world that is American politics. My name is Lucius Cole. Welcome to the Cole Factory. I got a nice little spicy show for you today. Today we are going to be talking about a 7-year-old Trump supporter being attacked by Joe Biden voters. I kid you not. We're going to be going into an addendum in the George Floyd controversy and case where apparently George Floyd had a little something in his mouth as he was being arrested. And finally, we're going to be going into the postal gate or the post office gate where the Democrat and left-wing conspiracy theory about the USPS taking away the mailboxes is in full force. So let's get into it. First story we're going to be going into here, I'm going to be playing a video. It is absolutely insane what I am seeing on the left wing right now. They are violent. They are burning places. They are smashing windows. They are taking down small businesses, minority-owned businesses, Black Lives Matter and Antifa going full force, where if you do not agree with everything that they say, they do not believe in diversity of thought. And if you are to even question that, even from a tiny little 7-year-old boy, that means you are ripe for attack. So let's get straight into it. Absolutely disgusting. As always, the left never seems to let me down. So here we go.
You get off my property? Get off my property? Are you destroying my property?
Yes, we are.
You know that's a felony?
That one too. You don't get that one.
Get away from
Back the f out. Get it, Lamb. Get it.
touch my hat.
Take your ass hat.
That's somebody else's hat.
Take that hat.
Look at this poor little kid. Look at this poor little kid. Is this really the world that we want to grow up in? Where we can't even handle diversity of thought? Where you are going to steal a poor little boy's hat because he supports the President of the United States? This is absolutely disgusting, and I don't expect anything different from somebody who would vote for Joe Biden. The same administration that has killed more brown people around the world than any administration in the history of the United States. That's including slavery. So I want you to think about that as we continue on. What am I talking about, brown people? Of course, I'm talking about Muslims. Black Muslims as well, dropping warheads on foreheads. But again, Trump is the racist. So let's continue to watch this despicable video of these amazing Democrats showing how tolerant they are.
Get your hat back, baby. Look at what you just did to my son. Get your hat back, baby. Get your hat back, baby.
I just wanted to sit on the
We don't give
floor.
a mom likes Trump.
Give me back my hat.
Oh, your mom likes Trump. So that means I can do anything I want to you, little 7-year-old kid. I don't care. I don't care about you.
Give me back my hat. 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 Give me back my hat.
I'm telling you right now.
You're gonna steal my property? I'll follow you to your car and get your license plate.
And I'm walking. I live in
Call
town.
911.
You want me to call 911?
How your baby sounds.
You want me to call 911?
Do you hear this freaking girl? Mom, call 911. Oh, and the girl responds, "Oh, your little boy sounds like a bitch." Grown woman saying that to a little kid. These women are the ones that are truly the children. That is what the left is. Emotional, deranged sociopaths who simply decide that because they don't believe in someone else's opinion, they're going to tear down their signs, they're going to steal your property, they're going to burn your property, they're going to physically attack you. These people are disgusting. You will not see Trump voters doing this. Show me a video of Trump supporters going up to little kids smashing their signs. I don't know if you remember last year, or 2016 rather, all of those videos of people going and trying to steal Trump supporter signs. They would attach electricity to it and people would be getting shocked because it was happening so much on the regular. It is disgusting, and it's honestly, at this point, there is nothing the left can do that I would not be surprised.
Taylor, these people right here are taking your hat. They attacked my son. I have it on video. I have it on video.
Somebody touched your kid. Back up.
I have it on video. I have it on video.
Right
I have it on video.
I'm telling you to back the
Yeah, you want to try me? You want to try me?
Oh my God. Did you see that? That little kid went to go pick up the hat, and the girl, what is she trying to do? Sweep the leg? Is she going to kick this little kid? She realizes that she's in the wrong. Maybe she doesn't. She's so mentally deranged. She doesn't even realize that she's in the wrong at this point. And then she's going to go and physically assault a little boy. Disgusting. 4chan had its justice, that's for sure. The REEEEE! Coming on strong with the leftists. As always, emotionally unstable individuals. Unable to cope and handle the possibility that not everyone thinks exactly like they do. Shocking.
Want to try me?
Give me the
I the whole thing on video. I got the whole thing on video. Don't attack. Oh, you gonna punch him?
Drops
You
a
gonna
punch.
him?
Ladies. I mean, if you really want your if you really want equal rights, you don't want equal rights in terms of this. You do not want equal rights in terms of physicality. This girl is so lucky that that guy just didn't give her the 5 finger. She is so lucky, because if she got her full her full equal right privilege or treatment, she'd be knocked out on the ground right now. And honestly, if this happened to my son, and I'm watching a girl sweep the leg and steal his property, you bet your ass that girl's going on the ground. At the very least. This is disgusting, but I don't expect anything less from Joe Biden voters.
Oh yeah, you gonna punch? Oh, you wanna sucker punch me? You wanna sucker punch me? Take my hat. Take my hat, baby. You wanna sucker punch me?
Nobody is punching
Yeah, I saw you punch me. I saw you trying to punch me.
I wish you would. They will beat the shit out of you. Take you with your Go ahead. I wish you would. We will knock you out. We will knock you out.
These girls are so, like, just every girl just, like, it's all of a sudden once those emotions get up, they just start acting like a gangster. And they need to be humbled. They really do. Women like this need to be humbled. I'm not honestly, I'm not ever for hitting a woman. But there are moments where I really start to question that line of thinking. And I think this is a great example of that.
When you went to hit me, you didn't, right? That's right. When you went to hit me.
What's up?
I'm not trying to hit you. I'm not trying to fight you. You're coming after me.
This girl's so lucky that this guy's holding her back.
I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. She came after my son. I have it on video. She came after my son. Yeah? You think I'm afraid of you? You think I'm afraid of you?
I wish the video didn't end right there. These people are deranged. Leftists are truly deranged. I've never seen anything like this from the right, where you are going after a 7-year-old little boy who supports the President of the United States. This kid can't even vote. What are you fighting for? You think this type of actions are going to get people on your side? Absolutely not. The more violence that's in the streets, the more people that riot, the more people that go through suburban areas and smash cars and say, wake up, wake up, wake. I don't know if you've seen the videos that are going on in Chicago and Portland, Seattle, New York. It's disgusting. These are the type of people that Joe Biden pulls in. These emotional, just wrecks of a human being. Simply unable to cope with someone that has a differing opinion from them. So much to the point that they are willing to go after 7-year-old little boys. What type of person, what type of sociopath or psychopath would do something like this? It's absolutely disgusting. And you see it over and over and over again. They are so intolerant. Do you remember all of the Trump supporters that were being attacked? All of the videos of children on buses wearing Trump hats getting the crap kicked out of them. And then this girl is going to what? 7-year-old's going to pick up the hat. She's going to sweep the leg and attack this kid. These people are truly deranged. But don't worry, people, for justice will have its day. And that day is here. Woman facing robbery charge in anti-Trump incident involving 7-year-old child. Absolutely disgusting. I am so glad that this woman was picked up. She's in custody for robbery, conspiracy, endangering the welfare of a child. Good. I hope they get her friend too. And 4chan was on this. You know, for all the we hate 4chan, 4chan's just trolls, 4chan's just out there to try to cause, violence and chaos. No, I swear to God, they need to hire 4chan. Look at this. They were able to find out who the women were. They were able to find out where they lived. They found their Facebooks. They found their Instagrams. They got their phone numbers. They got their emails. They got everything about these women within a matter of hours after this video was posted. Maybe we don't need the police. Maybe we should just hire 4chan for our investigating, because it is amazing the work that they do. Taking their weaponized autism and using it for justice and glory for the righteous. As we continue on. Now, I did show this video before. I can only show a part of it. This is a wonderful, tolerant city known as Portland. I showed this video a couple days ago in a previous podcast. And if you haven't seen it, I am going to pause it at a certain time because it is absolutely disgusting what happens to this man who does not see the violence and the vitriol that is about to happen from the Black Lives Matter protesters. Are you kidding me? This is the tolerance of the left. This is how tolerant and loving and compassionate and diverse the left is. Kicking somebody in the head. Now, if you actually listen to this story, this man got out of his car to help a trans woman that Black Lives Matter were attacking. Stealing her skateboard, stealing her backpack. Because she wasn't wearing all black. Because she wasn't for the movement. This guy gets out. He crashes his truck after he tries to escape. They pull him out of his truck. They try to set his truck on fire. And then after he's attacked, thrown down to the ground like this, he's sitting there for a few moments. And then this guy, Marquise, known as Keith Love, comes in and does this brutal attack. This guy could be dead right now. Now, luckily, he didn't. His GoFundMe hitting a little over $100,000 right now. I really hope this guy gets the help that he needs. Hopefully there isn't some, I unfortunately for YouTube, I can't continue to show this video because it gets a lot worse. After you see what's going on with the back of his head. He's lucky because there are plenty of videos of, fist fights in the street. All it takes is one punch. Guy's head hits the concrete. Gonzo. Dead. So Mr. Keith Love, what happened to him? Marquise Lee Love, and I totally recommend you check out Andy Now. He is a gay journalist, a gay minority journalist who Antifa attack on the regular because all he does is simply film what they are doing. He simply shows the film of what they are doing. He shows the violence, he shows the burning, he shows the explosives, he shows the attacks, and they see that as a threat. This is an actual journalist, a minority who happens to be gay and is a journalist, and they attack him because they don't believe in diversity of thought. That's what the left is. They divide and conquer based on your race, based on your religion, based on whether or not you've been indoctrinated enough. Because if you go against what they believe in, if you would go against the fact that, hey, you know what, I don't think the white man's holding me down. I think I have a lot more control of my life than you're telling me. That, hey, you know what, maybe if we brought black fathers back into the home to teach children about empathy and about what they can actually do in their life, then maybe that would be something that's considered racist. Because if you don't believe their indoctrination, if you don't believe their brainwashing, and you believe you can stand on your own 2 feet, create a business, be an entrepreneur, live your life, strive to be the best possible version of yourself, they don't like that. Oh no. They don't like that. If you don't agree with their message that they're being held down and that you are a perpetual victim, then you are the enemy. If you do not hold the same ideological views as them, prepare to be attacked. Prepare to be called an Uncle Tom. Prepare to be called a coon, a sellout. Just like Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. It's coercion. It's disgusting. Breaking: Marquise Lee Love, the violent Portland BLM suspect filmed kicking Adam Hanner in the head, has been arrested. He's charged with felony assault in the second degree, felony coercion, and felony riot. Tolerance. That's what the left says. Tolerance. Not tolerance of thought, that's for sure. Ooh, this one is spicy. We are moving on to George Floyd. Now, for those of you who have seen the George Floyd video, obviously having the knee on the neck is a no-no. But it is actually taught in the Force Continuum for nearly every single police academy all around the United States. So based on what they are actually teaching, this guy did what he was trained to do. Now, you can say that he has had, he's not a good cop. He has had, tons of people, I don't know about tons, but dozens of reports about him not being, fair and not being just with the way that he acts as a police officer and a enforcer of the law. So we're going to see exactly what happens, but Minneapolis cop's attorney claims George Floyd overdosed on fentanyl, says charges should be dropped. Now, I have watched a few videos of this, and you can actually see in the original video before the body cam footage that was being held very tightly, like top secret compartmental information. Like, I felt like I was in the Navy. Watching the body cam footage was so hard and so difficult for them to get out, because I think it went against their narrative, and they were afraid. But what did they let happen? They let Minneapolis go up in flames. They let Atlanta go up in flames. San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Louisville, all over the United States. Looting, burning, murdering. 30-plus people dead since George Floyd died. Chaz and Chop in Seattle. And they just held this back. What are they stating? The lawyer is stating that in the video, it looks like 2 milligrams of fentanyl is swallowed by George Floyd. Now, when I heard this, I had actually read the toxicology reports. Feel free to check them up on Google or DuckDuckGo. That's what I use. He had a fentanyl speedball in his system. Methamphetamines, fentanyl, marijuana, cocaine, all sorts of stuff. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we found embalming fluid in there as well. I mean, or lighter fluid, rather. All he had to do, as stated, all he had to do was sit in the police car like every other defendant who was initially arrested. While attempting to avoid arrest all by himself, Mr. Floyd overdosed on fentanyl, the court documents read. Given his intoxication level, breathing would have been difficult at best. Mr. Floyd's intentional failure to obey commands coupled with his overdosing contributed to his own death. Now, before you say, well, where's the proof? Where's the proof? Here's the proof. So what I'm going to show you here is going to be a capture of right when the doors opened with George Floyd inside the car, and then it's going to go into a slow motion video. Now, there is going to be some audio over this from a news agency. You can check it out. You can obviously check out the link for yourself. If you don't believe me, check up on the top of my page right here. Throw that in for streamable, and you'll be able to watch the same video I'm watching here. So let's watch it. The reason why I am, just for the record, the reason why I have the video fast forwarded a little bit is because this is when they begin to show it in slow motion, and they begin to do, show the entire footage. At the very beginning, it's at normal speed, and it's very hard to catch if you don't actually watch it in slow motion. So let's see.
All right, the attorney for Officer Thomas Lane believes this is the most important piece of this video because I want you to watch George Floyd's mouth. They are alleging that he's got 2 milligrams of fentanyl in his mouth when he is first approached by Officer Lane. Take a look as we zoom in and freeze the video, and you tell me what you see on George Floyd's tongue. Could that be 2 milligrams of fentanyl?
That is nuts. And I expect violence to come in no matter what happens, but this goes against the narrative so much. And I think if this video was actually posted earlier, that maybe less people could have died, maybe less cities could have been burned, maybe less businesses could have been looted, people that have been maimed, hurt, destroyed, their lives absolutely over because of this supposed tolerant movement of Black Lives Matter. This is disgusting. This is your Messiah. This is your martyr. The man with the golden casket. This guy. The guy who ends up pistol whipping mothers in front of their children and stealing all of their stuff inside of their house. Yeah, it might have been after the fact, but how's this for after the fact? This is this man swallowing. May or may not be. May not be. But this is pretty clear. There is something in his mouth. There is a bag in his mouth. There is something that he's clearly chewing on as the door is being opened. Because he doesn't do this throughout the rest of the interaction. He's not doing this with his mouth. This really does blow this case wide open. And when I originally watched the body cam footage, you can actually see that he's kicking and he is asking to be taken out of the car and asking to be laid on the ground. He actually says 3 different times that he couldn't breathe before he was even laid down inside the cop car. And then people were saying we must raise the degree because he was being pushed for 3rd-degree murder. Now that they raised it to 2nd-degree murder, it's going to be a lot harder and a lot more difficult to charge these police officers. And when that happens, and I honestly think it will, I think these cops are going to get off. At least on murder. They may be charged with something else, but it's going to be very, very difficult for the prosecution to state that the reason how he died was it was the knee on the neck. Because an independent investigator, the same investigator, by the way, the same person who did the autopsy for George Floyd is the same person who did the autopsy for Jeffrey Epstein. Now, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But it is a little weird. It is a little weird. I'm just saying. But as you see, there is clearly a bag in his mouth.
That's what they alleged in their court papers, and they say it was that fentanyl that killed George Floyd, not Derek Chauvin's knee on his neck. Big, big news.
That is crazy. And like I said before, I fully expect this is going to be, no matter what happens, there's going to be burning, looting, and murdering because that's what Black Lives Matter and Antifa do at this point. Take in $2.2 billion. What have they done to help black people? Democrat-run cities, what have they done to help black people? Just give me the evidence. Show me. And on to our final and last subject that we're going to be talking in today's podcast. We're going to be going over Postal Gate, or USPS Gate. I don't really know what they're calling it nowadays. The left is on conspiracy theory, on the train to conspiracy, and I don't know why. I mean, what is going on, guys? It seems like every time the right has a conspiracy theory, it's like, oh, right, well, it's tinfoil hats once again. But when the left, for 3 years was peddling the Russiagate and the Russian narrative, and it all turns out to be total and complete bullshit, they just double down. They can't even admit the fact when they're wrong. Do we want the truth or not? Because the left, at this point, I believe the left just believes in optics. They don't believe in a true, natural, and supreme truth. They only believe in their truth. They believe that everything is a narrative of a narrative of a narrative. There is no actual truth, no actual empirical truth. You know, the 2 plus 2 equals 4 is my white supremacy! Oh, God. I don't know what's going on. Let's take a look at some of the things that the left has been perpetuating. 8/15/2020. Mail trucks being towed away in Los Angeles in the middle of the night. If this really was happening, if there really was a conspiracy to go after the post office to stop Democrats from getting votes, does anyone in their right mind, even if that happens, would think that Los Angeles County, that Los Angeles, one of the most liberal and leftist state, if not the most, in the entire United States of America, would have a Republican win? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. If you're gonna be stealing post trucks, wouldn't you go to, I don't know, places like Pennsylvania, Ohio, Wisconsin? Wouldn't you want to go to Florida? Wouldn't you want to go to battleground states? Why would you go to Los Angeles? That doesn't even make any sense. But hey, that's the left. The left really is starting to lose their mind. I swear, Jamie Lee Curtis, God, these celebrities have no balls. Zero, none, nada. They don't have the gall to stand up for what is right. I swear to God, they're just in their own little echo chamber. Oh my God, Orange Man bad. What did you say? Orange Man bad? Yes, Orange Man bad. Orange Man bad. Orange Man bad. That's what the left has become. I swear, in broad daylight, the driver of the red truck had a red cap on it with white letters. Conspiracy? No. Outright attempt at stealing the election by denying access of the USPS. Let's not let it happen. God, for 3 years, the left has been pushing this Russian narrative that Trump is a traitor. He works for the Kremlin. This is their next conspiracy theory, guys. If Joe Biden loses, which I assume he's going to, I really think the left has gone full loony at this point. Hopefully enough people see it, because they are losing their minds. This will be the reason why that they lost. Do you know, since I think it was 1973, the Democrats have stated that every single election has been stolen? Since 1973, maybe it was 1963, they've literally stated that every single election has been stolen. Like, they can't even quantify the fact that not everyone thinks like them. And that's what I like about the right. We're pretty, like, the left says we're intolerant. We're pretty tolerant. The right has changed quite a bit. I don't know if you've noticed. You know, like, the old white Republican thing, if you look at the base, it really doesn't hold its feet to the fire anymore. Now, you might have been able to say that in the past, but the Republican Party of today is not the Republican Party of your grandpa. It is not the same anymore. Look at the walk away movement. We're very diverse. The man who runs Walk Away, he's a gay man. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But if we're going to talk about conspiracies, why don't we talk about one that's actually real? New Jersey election invalidated because of mail-in voter fraud. A New Jersey election has been invalidated by a judge, and a new election has been ordered to be held due to rampant mail-in voter fraud. That's right. These 4 people, Michael Jackson, good name, you know, if you're a kid person, Alex Mendez, Shalim Klan, whatever, K, and then Abu Razyan, all have been found guilty of voter fraud. And this is in New Jersey, a very left state, a very, very leftist style state. 4 people were charged with criminal conduct in connection to the fraudulent election, including a Patterson councilman and the councilman-elect. Stealing the election. The left is always reeing. They're reeing going to the extreme when it comes to voter fraud. They're worried about Russia coming in and stealing the election. If there was a foreign government, like, I don't know, Russia, China, Iran, and they wanted to change the way the election went, if they wanted to back a particular candidate, wouldn't it be a lot easier if they didn't actually have to show up or send in operatives to go and vote? Wouldn't it make sense that you could create millions of ballots, throw them into the system, and then absolutely steal the election outright? Wouldn't going in with mail, which is as easy as getting a postal stamp and sending it from a P.O. box and sending it out en masse, or having a company come in and do ballot harvesting and pick it up for them, wouldn't it be pretty easy for one of those foreign countries to come in and steal an election like that? And yet the left is constantly claiming that we're trying to stop people from voting. No, we're not trying to stop people from voting. We're trying to stop voters who are not actual American U.S. citizens from voting. We're trying to actually stop election meddling. We are trying to actually make it sure that the election is fair. But does the left want that? Absolutely not. So they'll continue to peddle their conspiracy like the leftists always do. Oh, God. I just don't get it anymore, folks. What have we become? What has the left become? That's not to say that people on the right don't exist. You know, Romney, Lindsey Graham, McConnell, all deep state Republican hacks. More corporate elite. Get them out. I want people. I want real people. I want patriots in there. Not the deep state. With that being said, if you enjoyed this particular video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and or comment. Leave a huge, lovely comment for the coal factory below. We are burning. We are putting the coal into the furnace, and we are letting those leftist tears fall from that beautiful, beautiful heat, probably caused by global warming. We'll never know. If you enjoyed the video, my name is Lucius Cole. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.